Now we'll learn how to multiply binomial by a binomial and binomial to a trinomial when we can study binomial by a polynomial. So let's take one simple binomial, let's say a plus b into c plus d. Simplest binomial, and this is also simplest binomial. So now how do we multiply these two? Follow the same rule that I said in multiplication of monomial by a polynomial. You take one term of this and multiply to all the terms of this. Similarly, you take one term of this and multiply to all the terms of this. Very simple. If you get confused, you can write step by step. So you take one term and multiply to this one. So this will be a into c plus d. You can write this one intermediate step if you want, or you can even skip this one. So a into c plus d plus b into c plus d. Now if you see, you reduced a binomial by binomial to a monomial by a binomial, which you already know how to do. So how do we do this one? So we multiply to each term. I'll write it along with its sign. So plus a into c is ac, plus a into ad is plus ad, plus b into c is plus bc, plus b into d is plus bd. Okay, so we will not write this intermediate step, we'll try to skip the intermediate step. Follow this common rule that you take one term and multiply to all the terms. So we'll apply once more. Let's take for example a plus b into c plus d minus c. So here we are multiplying a binomial to a trinomial. So let's see what happens here. We'll follow the rule. Take one term and multiply to all the terms. Take one term and multiply to all the terms here. Similarly here. So take this term and multiply to all the terms here. So what happens now? First let's start with a and multiply to all the terms here. A into c is ac. A into d, a into plus d is plus ad. Please write it along with its sign. A into minus c is minus ae. So this term is over. Now let's take next term and multiply to all the terms. Plus b into c is plus bc. Plus b into plus d, which will be plus bd. Plus b into minus c, which will be minus be. So this will be the final answer. Let's take another example. Let's take for example, we'll take a little complicated one this time. So plus 5p minus 6q into let's say minus 3p minus 6q. So here we are multiplying binomial by a binomial. So we'll follow the rule, again take one term and multiply to all the terms here. So take this term and multiply to all the terms. Take one term and multiply to all the terms. You can very well do from this side to this side. You can take this term and multiply to all the terms. Take this term and multiply to all the terms. That is also okay. Alright, so let's see this one. What happens? 5p into minus 3p. So 5p into minus 3p is minus 15. P into p is p square. So it becomes minus 15p square. 5p into minus 6 cube. 5 into minus 6 is minus 30. P into q is pq. Next. Minus 6q into minus 3p. So minus into minus is plus, 6 into 3 is 18, q into p is pq. Next, minus 6q into minus 6q. So minus 6 into minus 6 is plus 36, q into q is q square. Always whenever you write an algebraic expression, please make sure that it is in the simplified form. What do I mean here is that you can see that there are two like terms and you can add them. So what would this final answer be? This minus 15p square as it is, minus 30p cube plus 18p cube. Different signs, you subtract and keep the bigger number sign. So subtract is 12 and it becomes minus 12p cube plus 36q square as it is. So this would be the final answer. Let's try one more example. So let's try for example 6a minus 3b. It's a binomial multiplied by a 5a square plus 5b square minus 6c. This is a trinomial. So now let's see what happens if I multiply binomial to a trinomial. Again we apply same rule. You take one term and multiply to all the terms that are present here. So you multiply like this. Take this term and you multiply to all the terms. So let's see. 6a into 5a square. So it is plus 30. A into a square is a cube. Next one, 6a into plus 5b square. 6 into 5 is plus 30. A into b square is a b square. 6a into minus 6c. 6 into minus 6 is minus 36. A into c is ac. Next one. So this term multiplication to all the terms are over. Then this one, minus 3b into plus 5a square. Minus 3 into plus 5 is minus 15. B into a square is a square b. Minus 3 into plus 5b square. So it is minus 15 b cube. So b into b square is b cube. Minus 3b minus 6c. So minus 3 into minus 6 is plus 18. B into c is bc. So once you write an algebraic expression, always make sure that it is in the simplified form. So can we simplify this further? Are there any like terms here? There are no like terms here. So therefore, this will be the final answer. I hope you understood how to multiply binomial to a trinomial and binomial. You can generalize it to any polynomial. If I have got 4 terms here, again do the same thing. Start with 1, multiply to all the terms. It will not change anything.